All right, my name's Kermit Burke. Here at Vanguard Auto Sales, we actually take all the brakes apart on all these cars, and we actually brake inspect everything to see if there's any problems. And we do this with all of our cars here, especially the drum brake cars where problems are rather common and misassemblies and things of that nature. So let's take this drum off of here and we'll see, common issues that we find. If you look here, you see a lot of gear lubricant on the inside of this drum. This is all actually axle lube that is leaked out of the axle housing itself through where the axle shaft is by way of a failed axle seal. So this you shouldn't see. This is bad. If we actually look here at the actual drum assembly itself, or brake assembly, you can see that the shoes are saturated. There's quite a bit of just chaos everywhere here. These are going to be replaced along with everything is going to get cleaned, lubricated, and this wheel cylinder is also going to be replaced, and this is also something we find that's very commonly bad on drum brake vehicles. Generally when we do these, we replace both sides of one if one's bad, because if one goes bad, generally the other one is going to be soon to follow. Also, we also fix any brake misassemblies as far as springs go. Adjuster wheels is also a very common problem we see. And that's something this thing is also going to get, is a lubricated adjuster wheel and a fresh adjustment as well. Alright, this is Kermit again with Vanguard. This is the same truck you saw before. This is actually about a halfway point for this truck. We have, as you can see, we've got all of the brake shoes are completely removed. We've got our mating surfaces here all clean. These are going to get lubed. You can see we've got the axle out of the truck at this point. Something else we like to do is if we ever have an axle out of a vehicle or the drum off of a spindle, we always check our bearings, make sure there's no pits or anything here. What I see here is all gold and good to go. This is also, we've got the axle here. Something else we also check is the mating surface of the seal, which appears to be okay. This is also going to be cleaned thoroughly before this is going to be reinstalled and lubed. Also the mating surface of the bearing rollers to the axle, which is also looks to be in pretty darn good shape. And this, of course, you can see has been cleaned, ready to go. And if you guys remember how bad the drum was, that has also been cleaned. This is also going to be crosshatch sanded for so it doesn't glaze the shoes. That's another thing that a lot of novices don't do. So that'll be done. This is going to get done, and I left on this this side here, if you'll remember, I mentioned the wheel cylinder on this side is leaking considerably, and if we come here, when I first pulled this back it left quite a mess, but you can still see some of the aftermath of what we have going on here. This has an internal seal underneath this boot that has gone bad, and since brake fluid is going to be leaking out of it, and it'll turn this nasty rusty color, which you see here. So this is going to be replaced along with the other side. Both things we see very commonly here at Vanguard with a lot of our drum brakes, and it's all going to get fixed. All right, everybody, this is Kermit again with Vanguard. We've got our 1952 truck here. This is after all the brake work has been completed on this vehicle. As you can see, we have a brand new set of shoes on it, brand new wheel cylinder, cleaned hardware, cleaned and adjusted star wheel here. This is a fresh brake adjustment on this thing, and I'll show you what that sounds like in just a second. Anything that was rusty has been actually sandblasted for, make sure there's no particulate or anything like that on it. Right here we have the drum, and as I said, we were going to crosshatch sand this drum, and we did here, and if you look close enough with the camera, you can actually see that. And the reason we do this is so that it doesn't actually glaze these shoes, because that can happen, and it does create a little bit of excess heat, and it will shorten the life of all the involved components. So that's pretty much it. And we do this to pretty much every Vanguard car that we have here. If there's a problem with these brakes, we do address it always, and that's really the difference with us as opposed to any other classic car dealer. But the beauty of this is that when you actually put this on here and you get a good snug adjustment, you that is why people complain about drum brakes so often, is that a lot of the time people just don't know how to put them together. And when you get all the parts, and you get everything perfect the way they were designed to go on there, and you get everything adjusted up nice and tight like this, your brake pedal feels just as a modern 2015 Mustang brake pedal should feel. And that's pretty much it, guys.